I'm Lisa Witherspoon, First Presbyterian Church in Greensboro Children's Ministry. And the workshop I went to that I'm talking about today is called Baptism and Beyond. It was a 3-hour workshop, one of the pre-workshops. The handout I'm giving you, this first page is just my notes. This up here in the corner is a picture of a project they had us do at the beginning to think about baptism. These were water droplets. It was just cut out in the shape of a water droplet. It was about this big. And they had watercolors on the table. And they played these 4 songs that are listed here, which were amazing. I would encourage you to listen to them sometime. And just asked us as we listened to those songs to use the art supplies and create our version of baptism, what baptism meant to us. And then we all shared what our little water droplets meant, and they hung them all up in the room. And it was really interesting to see what Christian educators thought about that and how many people incorporated some version of water and the Holy Spirit and love. And a lot of people also put arms or hands or something to represent that. The main thing they were talking about, they said, you have baptism, you have confirmation, and what do you do in the middle to bridge that gap? So they used, one of the terms they used was scaffolding, and they encouraged all of us in the workshop to take a few minutes to think about 10 things we want children in our context to learn between baptism and confirmation. And it's different in every context. Some of them might be the same, the Lord's Prayer, how to worship, but there might be other things that are specific to your congregation you want them to learn. But it really gave us some time to think about that and how are you teaching those 10 things, whatever those 10 things are for you. So then they talked a lot about this Baptism Buddies program. So one of the presenters is at Idlewild Presbyterian Church in Memphis. And they've done this program. It's one reason I went to this workshop, because we've started something like this and we're trying to sort of re-energize it. But essentially, when a child in their congregation is baptized, they are assigned a buddy who is usually an older adult, maybe an empty nester, older adult. The way they do it is that their buddy agrees to do this for 3 years. They are expected to have monthly contact with the family. They are expected to contact the child on their birthday and on the anniversary of their baptism. They also come up during the baptism as like a godparent or somebody would in some traditions, and they are asked a question in front of the congregation of, do you promise to pray for this child and witness to this child, help this child grow? So I thought that was a really neat way to incorporate that. They do have a volunteer administrator for this program who is responsible for sending out monthly reminders and doing a lot of the legwork on this. But it is something that they have found very valuable, and the connections that young children and parents have made with some of these more veteran members of the congregation who have walked with them in faith. And some of them have grown up to be confirmation mentors and things like that. So that was a really special program that they talked a lot about. Also like this idea, I don't know, again, they're a very large congregation. They talked about at baptism, their baptism gift is a tree that they give. It's like a sapling, and they have a gentleman in their church who grows all these saplings, and every child gets a sapling to go plant so they can watch the tree grow as they grow in their faith. And I love that idea. I don't know that that's doable everywhere, but I thought that was really sweet. Again, the scaffolding, they did reference it's a book I'm sure Beth has, the 100 Things Every Child Should Know Before Confirmation. And then they talked a little bit about how confirmation is not graduation, and talked a little bit about milestones after confirmation, such as graduation as a milestone, marriage, and things like that. The last page is a whole list of resources that they provided. This was the only handout they had, but these are lots of books and websites and things that they have used that they found helpful for baptism, confirmation, and some of the things in between.